Hello Pisces, this is your November 1st to November 15th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot again. Again, I don't have the box, so this is what the outside looks like. Very powerful cards, and I'm having good information, a lot of information come through with them, so I want to keep using them. For the advice cards, I'm going to use the Saints and Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. One of the older decks, I believe, for hers. 2005, so yeah. I like that deck, so I figured let's use that one. As usual, the decks have been pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, I'm actually going to flip out the advice cards. We got a lot of cards going on here. So, that's kind of hidden back there. So what we got going on here for your overall energy for this time frame for November 1st to 15th, we have the World, which in my opinion is always a great card, and I think most readers do always read it as a good card. Some of them see it as an ending, other people see it as like the continuation of a great cycle. I'm feeling like this is like, I get a lot of circle and a lot of infinity on this. So like, I feel like this is, we're moving into something that you may have already been working on, or something that's already in process that's continuing or growing. There's more, this is like a strong piece of your life. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot of good energy, a lot of strength. The World is usually the last of the major arcana. I feel like this is what you've been working for. This is what you've been working towards. This is where you wanted to be. Like this is where you're going. It's very much a wanted part in life. It's like finally getting there. It's like the graduation almost in a sense. As we're going in, we've got a lot of male influence, definitely because this is a general read. Don't get caught up on the male or female connotations here, but definitely the person or people you're dealing with are very strong and very determined. The Emperor, a lot of times, I feel like the Emperor is a symbol of this very analytical energy that has emotion, action, communication, and stability, if you will. Like he has usually all the elements together, and he's using them to the highest degree. And I feel like there's a lot of communication going too. I feel like there's a lot of talk about what happened in the past. This is representing you. So you're where you want to be as we go into this time frame, and this is really good. And I feel like you're talking about things from the past, and you're sorting out maybe baggage from the past that may be affecting your current situation. You may even be communicating that. What's very interesting is right below the King of Swords, which this is you. Having everything you want, communicating, I feel like dealing with the baggage from the past is what I'm really getting here. And below you is another very strong analytical, like I feel like this is sorting out. Like a lot of time when I feel the masculine, I feel like this is very much things put down on paper, things like things dealt with in just like an analytical sense mostly. And there's a lot of emotion here with him too. So I feel like there's a lot of talking out how I felt, why things happened, things like that. Definitely, this is what's around you. So there's a lot of communication about the emotion on the person from the other side, but they're dealing with it and they're talking with you in a rational sense. Not that the female wouldn't, but the female usually goes through more of the emotional side. Like, this is how I'm feeling, how are you feeling, dealing with it and going and, you know, evolving that to the next step. I feel like this is like going through and talking about things in a very analytical, like dealing with emotion, putting emotion in there, but it's very controlled, and it's almost like a building block situation. Like, I feel like this person is trying to build the future, and they're being very honest and very candid about how they were emotionally I feel like we're dealing with a lot of the past issues here, and it's building the future based on where they were and explaining where they want to go. I feel like it's a lot of like going through baggage and figuring out baggage and who's got what baggage and how are we affecting each other, that type of thing. Your advice is, this is above the King of Swords. Your advice is coming through with the activist and believe, which when I look at the two people, like you got Mother Teresa here, and you have Saint Hildegard of Bingen? I don't know how to say that. But if I just look at the pictures alone, which is how I read, this is somebody very thankful and working very hard and seeing the good in people. And this is somebody who's kind of like hands off almost. Like just, I feel like there's a lot of hope around her, and she's just like going with it. Just like things can be great, and I'm gonna go with it. Just keep your eye on the prize type person. I feel like this is a lot of like having best foot forward, just giving everything a chance, seeing the best of the situation, and it's saying that's the best plan of action right now, is just seeing the best, seeing the good, and just going with the good. Not that the negative doesn't exist, but it's like I feel like you're sorting it out and going to plan to overcome that by seeing the good and concentrating on that good. Not that anybody's perfect, you know, we all have our faults, but you know, optimizing the good parts and using the good parts and going forward with that. As we go forward in your line, you're very much working in that sense. The world, the King of Swords, the communication, the working towards this. This is like somewhere you've wanted to be. You worked to get here. You want to be here, and you're continuing to work to keep your status in the same spot. You're doing very good. I even feel like some of you are actually just like working with that baggage and like keeping things at a level to that it's very comfortable and happy for you. I feel like this is sustaining. I really do feel like this is sustaining a great level in the sense of keeping the good alive and keeping the good going. What's very interesting here also is for the other person, the environmental factor, you have a lot of fast changes and then you have this offer of love. Like I feel like the love is deepening, and I feel like they may be hiding how much they do feel for you. Like I don't feel like it's a shock. Like they're showing you love and they're showing that, but I feel like it's very deep for them, and they might not be showing exactly how deep they are into you. This is a very heartfelt person. The person this is involving, let's see if I can get this in the right order so you can see it correctly. You got the King of Cups, you got the quick action, and then you have the Knight of Cups, which is hiding, because these cards came out together, the Knight of Cups and then the Lovers right behind it. Which is also pinging off a couple other thoughts here. When cards hide, when one card hides another, it's usually something unknown, which makes me wonder if there's something else going on behind this person, which is strange. I struggle not to say this, but this is honestly what's coming through. I'm getting like a little bit of infidelity going on there, possibly, or like I almost feel like this person might be kind of torn. I don't want to say love triangle, but part of me is wondering. I'm going to put this down because I'm seeing things. I'm getting infidelity and the possible love triangle. I'm also getting like someone else is trying to come back in from the past. As we go closer to the 15th, I'm noticing these other cards we have going towards the 15th for you. And it's saying have faith because you made a wise decision. Because I feel like you're staying with this person, but you're kind of bound and stuck. And you're like waiting to see what happens. And you're waiting to see. The way I'm reading the wheel in this, you're waiting to see which way the wheel turns. Because I almost feel like someone from the past is trying to lure this person away from you a little. That's what I'm getting. It's weird because I don't want to give any negative information, or I don't want to put a pessimistic attitude on this, but I'm almost feeling like there's a third party trying to push their way back, trying to get some influence in there. I don't feel like it's working though. Like I feel like this situation is more stable than it seems. All right. The advice card that came across the whole piece here for you're going towards the 15th of November. Apologize, I'm a little cold right now. In your line is the marriage card. So this person is good for you. I do feel like somebody from their past is trying to upset the apple cart. And I feel like that situation for the person you're involved with is over, but there's almost like a obligation sense for them. Like they can't just, I feel like the person you're involved with isn't into being just mean or just being just like cutting that. It's hard for them just to be crass and just cut ties. Like, I don't know, the person you're in connection with is very heartfelt and very tender and loving, very caring for other people, and just can't seem to, I feel like the other person that's trying to come back in kind of has mixed messages about how this person feels about them, because it's just not like them to really be flat out mean. And the way they're trying to cut ties with that person, or at least give them the clue that, you know, it's over for us, it's not coming through easily for them. And then, like, the lover's trying to, I feel like this is, like, this card, it's interesting, because they spin, and it's weird that it spins. I think it's my table or the way the cards are bent, but they're literally spinning. Like, it spins every time I put it down, which means this person is trying to kind of upset the apple cart. I feel like the lover's situation is in your court now, but a past lover is trying to get in there and get back into this person's life. And I really don't feel like it's working though. I honestly want to pull out more cards to find out, but I'm also getting at the same time, like, I'm not going to get the answer, because like this is a part of it it's working out. I feel like you're a better match for this person, and they see that. The person that we're dealing with, that you're connected with, that all this stuff is happening with, I don't feel like they're like willy-nilly about their emotions. I feel like they're very ordered and centered, and they know what they want. I feel like this last person who's trying to come in, especially closer to the 15th, the person who's trying to come back into their life and trying to kind of win them back in a sense, one of the reasons it's not working is because the person you're involved with now, the other person who's trying to push their way back in, they really tried to make it work with, and I feel like they thought it through. And before they ended that other relationship, however long ago that was, they thought about this. Like, they definitely tried to make it work with that other person, and they didn't leave that person or end that relationship until they were sure it was not the right one for them. So as this other person tries to come back in, this person already knows that it's not going to happen. There may be some sexual attraction between them, but he or she, whatever this person may be to you, has already decided it's just not, there's no longevity there, and is not going to allow that person to upset the apple cart. I feel like there's a lot of honesty coming through from this person though. And I feel like they're going to communicate with you what's happening, or at least let you know. They're trying to build a future with you, and it might make them nervous to let you know that this other person is trying to come back. And they're going to try to let you know that nothing is happening, but that it's happening, because they don't want to lie. I feel like they're trying to be honest, but they're trying to keep you in their life without causing too much problem. It may get a little messy closer to the 15th, is what I'm thinking, saying and thinking. Let me just say those words at the same time. For that reason, for them trying to communicate and be honest with you, but trying to be sensitive and nice, and having a hard time just pushing that other person out of their life, because I feel like they're trying to be, like, this person, I feel, once they care for somebody, they always care, but doesn't mean they're going to be with someone from the past, but they have a, you know what I mean? There's emotion there. They can't just be mean to people. It's just not in them for some reason, which is not a bad thing. But it's causing upset closer to the 15th, because I feel like you might have the feeling like, well, just stop hanging out with that person or stop taking that person's calls. And this person's kind of like, well, I can't be that mean. Like, they meant something to me. I do care what happens to them, even though I'm not going to be with them and I don't want to be with them. I want to be with you. I just can't, I can't be that cold. Like, it's just not in them. Like, I feel like this is a person, like, once you're in their heart, you're always in their heart. Where you are in their life is another thing, but it just feels like once you're in their heart, whoever makes it into their heart is always in their heart. That's what I'm kind of feeling. So, as an overall read for this situation, what I'm getting here, it's a good time. You've built this up. You've gotten where you wanted to be. In the beginning of the month, you're talking things through, how things are going, baggage from the past, what happened in the past, blah, 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 all that good stuff. You're sorting it out. You're seeing the best, in this person. You're very happy to move forward. You're working to keep things there. I feel like you may have some inklings before he talks, he, she, however this person may come across. I'm just saying he because I'm seeing a king. However this person tells you what's happening, I feel like you may be getting some inklings that it's happening before they tell you. And I feel like this just because they want to make sure they say it right. There's definitely sexual attraction there for this person and the other person trying to push back in, but I feel like that's basically where it ends in the sense of any type of relationship. Possible infidelity. If that does happen, I do feel like they're going to own up to it. I don't think for the majority of that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be someone from the past trying to push their way back in. I feel a lot of honesty coming through with this person, so you're going to know. Like, I feel like this person will say something. I feel like this person will say something if it went there. I feel like the other person may be a little over-sexual and trying to get their attention, but unless it's successful, they may not tell you, if that makes sense. Only if this person gives into it will they tell you that that happened. If they didn't give into it, then you probably won't hear about it, just because they don't feel like it's necessary to say. So, the short of that is, if there's infidelity, they're going to tell you that they cheated. If they did not cheat, they will not mention any type of shenanigans that the person trying to push their way back in tried to seduce them. As you go forward, though, keep in mind, this person is, I feel like they're really trying to be honest with you, and they have a hard time, like, cutting people from their past out, and I feel like you might want them to, but it's hard for them to do that, and it's going to cause a little upset. The wheel does turn in your favor at some point. I feel like as you're closer to the 15th, though, you may have some personal questions, like, is this going to go my way, or did I make a mistake? I feel like that might be a problem, only because this other person pushing their way in, and your partner not completely pushing them out of their lives, it kind of might be bothering you a bit. Alright, well, of course, as always, leave your comments below. I always try to respond to comments the best I can with a thumbs up or something. Depending on how busy life is, it might be a week or two before I get back to them, but I try to. Thank you very much. And if you would like a reading from me, just email me at james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.